Introducing the field for the San Mateo Marathon Stakes for the 12th race. Number 1 is Blueberry Policy by Rebs Policy out of Blueberry Brandy, a California bred. Racing for Joe Borg Jr., trained by Sherry Monroe and Joe Borg. Danny Bogue does the riding at 125 pounds. Post 2 holds Gene Balding and William Gallagher's What Luck's Gay Chick by What Luck out of Chick's Gay, an Oklahoma bred, ridden today by Tony Noguez at 120 pounds. 3 is Speedy Lunch. Speedy Lunch is a 3-year-old brown gelding by Speed Doctor out of Jiffy Lunch, California bred, racing for Rodas and Macrosano. Brian Corner, the trainer, and O.A. Martinez rides at 114. Goboto, breaking the post parade, is number 4 by Mary Doc out of Foxy Tudor. Owned by Doug J. Spires, trained by Brett Lane and Shane Chapman. Lute Proctor does the riding. The outside horse or mare is Match Star. Match Star is by Ridgewood High out of Blue Watch. She is owned by Clifton McCurley and trained by John Martin. Kip Diedrichsen is the rider. That's the field for the San Mateo Marathon Stakes at 870 yards, 7 minutes till post time. First 4 in, Blueberry Policy, What Luck's Gay Chick, Speedy Lunch, Goboto, waiting for Match Star, all in line. There they go. Tween horses, Speedy Lunch is going to the front. On the rail, Blueberry Policy is in second. What Luck's Gay Chick is in third. Getting the good trip. Match Star moved up quickly. She's got a good go. Goboto's right behind her on the outside. He'll close today. Round the turn, Match Star takes the lead from the 3-year-old Speedy Lunch. Go Blueberry Policy down at the rail. Trying to get out What Luck's Gay Chick for the middle of the racetrack. Goboto. Match Star on the outside. Post 5 has the lead through the stretch. In second is Speedy Lunch. And coming on, it's What Luck's Gay Chick. Match Star's under a drive. What Luck's Gay Chick's gonna split horses with Noguez. What Luck's Gay Chick getting up. In the winner's circle, number 2, What Luck's Gay Chick. For the 8th running of the San Mateo Marathon Stakes. 7-year-old brown horse by What Luck out of Chick's Gay. Owned by William Gallagher and trained by Gene Balding. Tony Noguez did the riding in 45:09. Number 3, Speedy Lunch, finished 3rd. 4, Goboto was 4th. Introducing the field for the Spectacular Handicap. Number 1 is Too Modest. 5-year-old bay mare by DiMaggio. From the mare Sharon Sin, a California bred, racing for Hollendorfer, Tucker and Tucker. Trained by Jerry Hollendorfer and Tom Chapman rides at 118. 2 is the Wildenstein Stables Special Happening by Relaunch out of the mare Centavos, a Kentucky bred, trained by Dwayne Lucas and ridden today by Ricky Frazier at 117. Post 3 holds September Splendor by Northern Supremo out of Dave Darden, racing for Dan J. and Joe M. Sample. Leonard Shoemaker, the trainer, and Ron Warren rides at 115. 4 is Linda Card by Noble Monk out of Pick Up Your Cards, racing for the High Card Ranch, trained by Jerry Dutton. Roberto Gonzalez does the riding at 114. 5 is I'm a Little Nipper by Gas Energy out of Quintas Nickel, California bred, racing for the partnership of Dawn and Judy Brown, and Vic and Sharon Casassa. Guy Brown, the trainer, and Tim Doocy rides at 115. The outside filly is Power Bidder. She races for Alan E. Paulson, a Kentucky bred by Lines of Power out of Daring Bidder. Alan Severinsen is the trainer, and Rick Privitera does the riding at 114. That's the field for tonight's spectacular handicap. From behind, and Power Bidder on that roll of 4 in a row. They're all in the gate for the spectacular. There they go. Power Bidder breaks quick, and down on the rails, so does Too Modest. And right between horses, it's September Splendor with Linda Card. Back of those, it's September Splendor now down on the rail, and I'm a Little Nipper. They go down the back stretch and up the rail. Too Modest quickly in front by a neck. Special Happening gonna race between horses just off the leader. Outside of her on her flanks, Linda Card is third, and quickly there goes Power Bidder up 4 wide there across the racetrack. Now on the rail, it's Too Modest. Right between horses, Special Happening with Linda Card, and Power Bidder's making them all run from the outside. 5 back on the rail to September Splendor, and I'm a Little Nipper around the turn. Power Bidder, she went 4 wide and took the lead. Now she's drawing off as they swing for home. Down at the rail, Too Modest is next there in the stretch. It's Power Bidder showing her class. She's got the lead by 3. Down on the rail, Too Modest and Linda Card battling for the place slot, and I'm a Little Nipper running late. Down on the rail, Power Bidder is going to make it her 5th straight win. She's under a hand ride and winning in cruise control, Power Bidder. Number 6, Power Bidder, an impressive winner. We have a photo for place and show. Please hold all tickets. Returning to the winner's circle for the 12th running of the spectacular handicap is number 6, Power Bidder. Ladies and gentlemen, may we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Now stepping in to make a trophy presentation to the owners of the winner, Power Bidder, is the chairman of the board of Bay Meadows Operating Company, Mr. William T. Pasco III, accompanied by Mrs. Pasco. Mr. Pasco is a longtime thoroughbred owner-breeder, a former president of the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association, and a longtime member of the board of directors. Ladies and gentlemen, Chairman and Mrs. William T. Pasco III. In the winner's circle is the 6, Power Bidder, a 3-year-old filly by Lines of Power out of the mare Daring Bidder. She's bred in Kentucky by her owner, Alan E. Paulson, trained by Alan Severinsen and Denise Dietrich. Ridden to victory this evening by Rick Privitera in 110. The 4, Linda Card, was second. Number 1, Too Modest, third. And the 5, I'm a Little Nipper, fourth. It's official. 6-4 Exacta, Power Bidder, and Linda Card, $72.50. The triple, race 6 winner, Auda's Song, number 7. 7th race winner, number 4, Miss Position. And number 6, Power Bidder, the winner of the spectacular handicap, 746, good for $49.80. That information now appears on the alpha board in the infield. We're on to the 9th race, ending the pick 9 and offering a $5 exacta wager. 7 will go in this race. In 23 minutes, there's no change. The horses are on the track for the running of the feature race, the 43rd running of the San Jose Breeders Cup Handicap. 50,000 added for 3-year-old fillies on the turf. Here's the field in post-parade order. Number 1 is Intercivet. She's a 3-year-old filly by Interco out of the mare Civet, bred in California by her owner, George M. Warwick, the Clearview Farms. Trained by James Events and ridden today by Tim Doocy. Number 2, Aloha Corrine by I'm a Hellraiser out of Sly Meggie. She's a Kentucky bred, racing for the Rock Ridge Farm Ltd. Robert King, the trainer, and Chad Schwanefelt rides at 1:15. Number 3, A Wild Ride by Wild Again out of Sally's Ride, a Kentucky bred, racing for the Calumet Farm Incorporated and trained by Dwayne Lucas. Ricky Frazier is the jockey. 4, Sheen's Lass is scratched. 5 is W.R. Hahn's Classy Vagora by Vigers out of Lot of Class, a California bred, trained by Charlie Comiskey. Rick Privitera is the jockey. Number 6 is Zapadiato. She's a New York bred by Cannon Shell out of the mare Atarazana. Racing for the Cubacan stable, Luis P. Blanco. Luis P. Blanco is the trainer and Luis Ortega is the rider. On the outside is 7, Cut My Heart by General Assembly out of Highland Girl. She's an Ireland bred, racing for the Silky Green, trained by Steve Miotti and Renee Amescua, and the jockey is Adelberto Lopez. That's the field for the feature race, the San Jose Breeders' Cup Handicap on the turf. 10 minutes till post time. In this 6-horse will load next, Zapariato. She's 18-1. Ortega up, and Cut My Heart with Adelberto Lopez. There they go. Middle of the racetrack, the hot spot, the 3, 5, and 6 all broke alertly. It's a wild ride on the inside. Classy Vagora between horses, and Zapadiato takes back off of those and now drops down behind him. In the 4th, it's Cut My Heart, about 5 lengths to Intercivet on the rail, and Aloha Corrine trails round the clubhouse turn. A wild ride with a perfect trip so far, out there by a length and a half. Classy Vagora will not pressure early. She's second by the same margin over the 6 Zapadiato third. Intercivet quickly advancing at the rail into contention. She's 4th, a half off her, Cut My Heart in the middle of the backstretch, and trailing is Aloha Corrine. They're crawling as they move down the backstretch, 23-3. And quickly on the outside, Classy Vagora gets a neck in front. A Wild Ride gets a hand ride, pushing hard now to get back in front. It's Zapadiato in third by a neck down at the rail. Intercivet is 4th, a half, and racing between them. Cut My Heart is coming on a bit. Here comes Cut My Heart around the turn. Aloha Corrine still trails. Classy Vagora on the outside, keeping the lead from A Wild Ride at the rail. On the inside, Intercivet's all dressed up, nowhere to go. She needs racing room, and coming on between horses. They're into the stretch. Classy Vagora on the outside and A Wild Ride down at the rail. Intercivet shook loose in the middle of the track, and she's doing her work. Intercivet, Aloha Corrine on the outside. They're across the track. The outside, Aloha Corrine. A Wild Ride at the rail between horses. Classy Vagora. It's Intercivet. Aloha Corrine and Zapadiato late. Intercivet. Ladies and gentlemen, the feature race, the San Jose Breeders' Cup Handicap, returning to the winner's circle is number 1, Intercivet. May we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's San Jose Breeders' Cup Handicap is Mr. Steve Loguez, the newly appointed Assistant General Manager of the Ladbroke at Golden Gate Fields. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm Bay Meadows welcome for Mr. Steve Loguez. In the winner's circle, Intercivet, 3-year-old chestnut filly by Interco out of the mare Civet. She was bred in California by her owner, George M. Warwick, the Clearview Farms. Trained by James Vance and ridden to victory by Tim Doocy, the rocking chair, in 137. Number 6, Zapariato, along third. In front of the 3, a Wild Ride. The 8th and feature race, the San Jose Breeders' Cup Handicap official. Intercivet first, 2 Aloha Corrine second, 6 Zapariato finishing third. Daily triple information up next. Here's the field for the round table handicap. Number 1 is Native Wood. Native Wood is by He's Our Native out of Woodlands. Racing for the Lubricant Stable, trained by Louis Blanco, Red Privitera ride. Jeff Victor 2, trained by Jim Nelling and Luis Ortega there at the riding. Racing for the same. Favorite on the board, the outside horse of Balla, Cove. 5 is in, Officer Hawk. We're just about ready to go in the round table handicap. They're all in the starting gate. There they go. Native Wood and Officer Hawk go for the early lead. Settling down third, Noble Doctor away cleanly. Green's leader drops down to the rail fourth. Then in fifth, it's Balla, Cove, and the trailer is Gestic. Heading for the clubhouse turn. Officer Hawk, he's full of speed and got the lead by 2.5 lengths. Racing in second is Native Wood by another length and a half. It's Noble Doctor in third. He's off the rail, and Green's leader is right there fourth the neck. Balla, Cove is racing fifth. They're 6 lengths back to Gestic, the trailer. Field moves into the backstretch in a quick pace, and Officer's Hawk has the lead. He's had it from the start. In second, Native Wood, 3/4. Up the rail, Noble Doctor's in third. And there goes Balla, Cove. He's getting a perfect trip so far. Chapman's got him only 3 lengths off the lead. Green leader is fifth. Warren sat up in the saddle. He's got to wait for some room as they head to the turn. Gestic still trails. They go around the turn, and now Native Wood takes over the lead from Officer Hawk. Moving out Noble Doctor, but Balla, Cove's got better position outside of him. And Green's leader, if he gets through, he's all dressed up, nowhere to go. Gestic trying to come on too. They turn into the stretch, and Green's leader, he's full of run and needs some room coming out for the drive. Balla, Cove trying to run down Native Wood. Now he does. Now on the outside, Balla, Cove gets the lead. Middle of the track, Green's leader still coming on, and down at the rail, Officer Hawk. It's Balla, Cove and Native Wood. Balla, Cove has the lead. Native Wood second, Balla, Cove. Ladies and gentlemen, may we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's Round Table Handicap is Mr. Bill Wickman, Operations Manager of Bay Meadows Racecourse. Mr. Wickman has been involved in racing for 22 years and is currently serving his 15th season as Operation Manager here at Bay Meadows. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Mr. Bill Wickman. Returning to the winner's circle is number 6, Balla Cove. Balla Cove is a 3-year-old bay colt sired by Ballard Rock from the mare Coven, an Ireland bred racing for King Brothers Stable and the Royal T Stable and Rakachina. Trained by Ron McAnally and Scott Henry and ridden to victory today by Thomas Chapman in 1:35 and 4/5 seconds. Including the stakes victory, Thomas Chapman's 3rd winning ride. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the San Mateo Times drawing for 4 clubhouse passes. Bay Meadows congratulates resident of San Bruno, Mary LaFemme. The round table's official. Number 6, Balla Cove first, 1 Native Wood second, 5 Officers Hawk third, 6-1 exacta $201.50. Introducing your field for the Hillsdale Handicap. Number 1 is Lots of Gas. Lots of Gas is by Flying Paster from the mare Gladys Reb. Racing for George Arakian Farms, trained by Barry Tritchard, and Joe Judice does the riding. 2 is Janice Rowe's Height Light by Sloopy from the mare Powerless, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer, and the jockey is Ron Warren Jr. 3 is Amy Louise. She's by Jumping Hill from the mare Constantina, racing for Thomas Marion Stewart, trained by Doug Utley and Jack Hames and ridden by Roberto Gonzalez. Number 4 is Big City Miss by Chris S. out of the mare Manhattan Doll. She races for the partnership of Shapiro, Stark, Steinberg et al. Kenny Jumps is the trainer, and Herberto Rivera Jr. does the riding. 5 is Big Squaw by Hoedown's Day out of TP Party, racing for Robert G. Irvin, trained by Alan Severinsen. They go! And Lots of Gas is going to the front. That's Amy Louise out second. Down at the rail, Height Light is third. Big City Miss fourth, and Big Squaw. Go to that clubhouse turn. Lots of Gas takes them there by a length and a half. Amy Louise is second. She's in tight down at the rail with Height Light third. Length and a half back to Big Squaw fourth by just a neck, and Big City Miss settled down on the rail, going well. Field heads for the back stretch. Lots of Gas gives up the fence. She's in front by a length and a half. Amy Louise now tracking her. Now it's 2 lengths in front to the 1 horse Lots of Gas. Amy Louise leaving Height Light back at the rail in third. Height Light gets her kind of race. She likes to lay just off him. She's full of run. About 4 back. It's Big Squaw. She's next 2 over Big City Miss the trailer. 45 and 4. That's no problem for Lots of Gas. Judice opens it up to 2.5. Amy Louise is second by a length and a half. Height Light moves off the fence. Here comes Big Squaw cranking it up. Height Light made her move out and go a little wider than she had to. And Big City Miss around the turn. Here comes Big Squaw. Big Squaw's going strong from behind. Proctor dropped her back to the fence. Lots of gas, no change. Big Squaw's the danger on the inside. They turn for home. Cutting the corner, the door's open. Here's Big Squaw. Big Squaw in the middle of the racetrack now gets the lead. Opens up 2 lengths. Lots of gas is second. Amy Louise is third. Big Squaw has the lead. Past the furlong pole now. They come to the wire with Big Squaw. She's drawn off from this field. Big Squaw in front. Ladies and gentlemen, returning to the winner's circle for the 8th race, the Hillsdale Handicap, number 5, Big Squaw. May we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's Hillsdale Handicap is Mr. Bob Roos, a longtime friend of racing and a prominent horse owner. Among the horses campaigned by Mr. Roos was Cobuck King, winner of the 1971 Tanforan Handicap at Bay Meadows, and a former track record holder at Del Mar for 6 furlongs in 107-1. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Mr. Bob Roos. In the winner's circle now, number 5, Big Squaw, 4-year-old bay filly by Hoedown's Day from the mare TP Party. She was bred in California by the Sea Punch Ranch Incorporated and races for Robert G. Irvin. Trained by Alan Severinsen and Denise Dietrich, Lute Proctor did the riding in 1:42 and 4/5 seconds. Eighth race, Hillsdale Handicap official. Big Squaw first, number 5. 1, Lots of Gas second. 3, Amy Louise third. 5-1 exacta, $88.50. Introducing the field for the San Francisco Handicap. Number 1 is Zen by Desert Wine from the mare Pale Purple, owned by the Suma Stable, trained by Jim Hilling and Luis Ortega, rides at 113. 1A is Shining Steel in the entry by Chris from the mare Lady Moon, racing for the Suma Stable in Gretzi. Charlie Whittingham and Alan Severinsen, the trainers, and Roberto Gonzalez does the riding. Number 2 is Mr. Cici by Cici Bow from the mare Miss Annie, racing for Mrs. M. Cahan and trained by Michael Whittingham. Corey Black is the jockey. 3 is Ledger Cat by Logical Snowswap from the mare Venisimo, racing for All Red and Hubbard, trained by Richard Mandela and Jim Hilling. Thomas Chapman does the riding. 4 is Medium by Sharif Dancer from Neilmean, owned by the Clover Racing Stable, Lee C. Fates Brown et al. Neil Drysdale and Jim Hilling are the trainers, and Ron Hansen the jockey. On the outside is the Medic by Sweet Candy from the mare Mel Has Flipped. Racing for Edward Giamarino, trained by Gary Jones. The sub-trainer is Bill Delia. Ron Warren Jr. is the jockey. From post 5 in the A entry, Shining Steel. They're all in the gate. There they go. And Zinn along the inside breaks quickly and takes the lead. Coming off the rail creates just a little bit of a jam. Ledger Cat is second, settling down now. Mr. CC moved down to the rail after checking off of heels. The Medic is 5th. On the inside, there's Medium, and the trailer is Shining Steel. They head for the clubhouse turn. Zinn has the lead, 3/4 of a length over Ledger Cat. Down at the rail, Mr. CC is 3rd in tight, and they're right together around the turn. The Medic is 4th on the outside. Back at the rail, Medium races 5th, a length and a half to Shining Steel. Into the back stretch, a slow pace for this group. Zinn on the rail in front by a neck. Ledger Cat picks it up now and makes him run. Their heads apart. Back behind those, we got another duel going on. The Medic is tackling Mr. CC, keeping him right down, pinned on the fence. 2.5 back. Medium is racing in 5th, and the trailer Shining Steel. Down the backstretch, it's Zinn in front by a neck. Ledger Cat is 2nd. Mr. CC 3rd ahead. The Medic's got great position on the outside. He's just going up to him really easy now on the outside, keeping the 2 back. And Corey Black moved back a little bit for some racing room, catching that momentum. Then Medium coming around horses, and Shining Steel's not out of it. Everybody's got a chance in this when they swing for home. Moving up on the outside, the Medic and Ledger Cat have begun to battle. Middle of the racetrack gets Mr. CC battling for room and pushing him down. The Medic between horses, Medium. Now it's the Medic in front by a length and a half. Mr. CC and Medium. It's the Medic with the lead. Mr. CC 2nd. He's the Medic. Ladies and gentlemen, returning to the winner's circle for today's feature race, the 55th running of the San Francisco Handicap, number 5, the Medic. And may we direct your attention to the winner's circle, presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's San Francisco Handicap, is Mr. Ron Owens, host of the popular Ron Owens Show on KGO Radio. The Ron Owens Show airs from 9 a.m. till noon, Monday through Friday on KGO, located at 810 on the AM dial. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Mr. Ron Owens. In the winner's circle, the Medic, a 6-year-old bay horse by Sweet Candy out of the mare Mel Has Flipped, bred in Kentucky by H. Sexton, racing for Edward Giamarino, trained by Gary Jones and Bill Delia, and ridden to victory by Ron Warren Jr. in 1:42. Photo showed the 1. Photo showed 1A, Shining Steel third, and the 4, Medium, finished fourth. 5-2, 1A, 4, the Medic first. 5-2, Exacta, 151.50.
Thank you. First of all, we've got winning jockey Ron Warren here. Ron, tell us about your trip.
Well, I had a good trip right from the start. My horse broke just a tad slow, but he was off good a couple jumps after that, and I was in good position with the slow pace. This horse, they told me he needs to be in the clear and he needs to be hit left-handed, and that's all I had to do is keep him out. I was 3 wide. I lost a little ground around the turn, but I had so much horse that it was well worth wasting.
You might have lost some ground, but you also stayed clear of a lot of bumping that was going on behind you. Did you feel that, what was going on behind you?
I could see it in behind me, but I didn't have any effect from it because I was outside in the clear, like you said, and whatever the bumping was happening inside, it wasn't bothering me any because I steered out and hit my horse left hand, tried to get him to switch leads, and he finished up all at the same time.
Well, not bad. You get the first 100 grander of the season.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Winning jockey Ron Warren. Let's go back to the replays.
Racing for John Dieter, trained by Jim Benedict and ridden today by Joe Giudice. 1A is Scratch, Use It or Lose It. 2 is Verdicchio, owned by Bachman and Inhas, trained by Walter Greenman and ridden by Alfredo Guerrero. 2B in this entry is Les OK, racing for Thomas W. Bachman, trained by Brett Fanning and Bob Janot, and Alan Patterson does the riding. 3 is Condolar. Condolar races for Ron and Fran Stolich, trained by Jack Arterburn, and Ron Warren Jr. is the jockey. Number 4 is Joint Chief, racing for the partnership of M.A. Duzos, Gil Matos, and Russell Young, trained by Gil Matos, and Joe Steiner does the riding. 5 is Mita Cheetah. Mita Cheetah races for Carol Anderson and Carl Rose. Gloria Buckridge, the trainer, and the jockey is Lute Proctor. 6 is Cuban Native, racing for the Cubican stable, Luis P. Blanco, Gerald Crossan, William Sargis. Luis Blanco, the trainer, and Ken Edgerly does the riding. 7 is Windsor's Present, owned by Keith Christensen, trained by Greg James, and Miguel Espindola is the rider. 8 is In Memory of Mom, racing for Larry Becker, Wendell Chambers, Chuck Keller, and Deborah Scaruffi. Riley Griffiths, the trainer, and Brian Campbell is the jockey. 9 is Mighty Aggravatin', owned by Larry Labraze, trained by Walt Clements, and Richard Fow does the riding. 10 is Secret Mint, owned by Dan J. and Bonnie Emo. Bill Morey, the trainer, and Ricky Frazier does the riding. On the outside is Valiant Boy, racing for Daniel O'Neill, trained by J.R. Kiesner, and Thomas Chapman is the jockey. That's the field for the 7th race, Colts and Geldings division of the Presidio, Northern California Sales Stake. They're all in the gate. There they go. Windsor's Present, trying for the lead. Condolar's right there. Between horses, Joint Chief going at the leaders also. Far outside, In Memory of Mom. So they go down the backstretch in a battle for the early lead. And now getting it between horses. Windsor's Presence is showing in front. In Memory of Mom to challenge that lead. Condolar right down at the rail. Further out, there's up on the outside, the Secret Men as they head for the turn. Still on the lead, it's Windsor's Present showing in front by a neck. In Memory of Mom is next. Far outside, Valiant Boy gets third. Condolar on the rail is fourth by a head, battling with Mita Cheetah around the turn. It's still Windsor's Present showing in front. He's got one leg. Condolar moving down to the inside as they turn for home. Windsor's Present has the lead over Condolar, who drives along the inside. Still Windsor's Present holding off Condolar. Windsor's Present now by 2. Condolar in second. Middle of the racetrack coming on late is Verdicchio. It's Windsor's Present by 2. Condolar second with Verdicchio. Windsor's Present. Returning to the winner's circle for the Presidio Northern California Sales Stakes Colts and Geldings Division is number 7, Windsor's Present. Ladies and gentlemen, may we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Presenting the trophy on behalf of the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association to the winning connections of the Colts and Geldings Division of the Presidio Sales Stakes is Mrs. Linda Cornell. Northern California representative for the CTBA. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Miss Linda Cornell. Windsor's Present, the 7, 2-year-old chestnut gelding by big presentation out of the mare Windsor's Hostess, owned by Keith Christensen and trained by Greg James. Miguel Espindola did the riding in 111-1. Number 3, Condolar second. 2, Verdicchio finished third. 10 as Secret Mint was fourth. It's official. Number 7, Windsor's Present first. 3, Condolar second, with 2, Verdicchio third. 7-3 exacta, $122. This race completes the daily triple and offers a $5 exacta wager, and here's the field. Here's number 1, Queen Sweep. Queen Sweep races for Kurt and Lila Lanning in the entry, trained by John Buck, and Luis Ortega is the rider. 1A is Studiously, also racing for Kurt and Lila Lanning, trained by Brett Fanning, and Alan Patterson has the call. Number 2 is Toast Mistress. She races for Kyle, Morgan, and Rosie, trained by Brian Webb, and the jockey is Roberto Gonzalez. 3 is Love Conquers All, racing for John Dieter, trained by Jim Benedict, and ridden today by Ron Warren Jr. The 4 is Spelling Bee Champ, racing for Hatcher, Langdon, and Parker. Linda Witt, the trainer, and Tommy White does the riding. Number 5 is Outbound and Down, owned and trained by T.L. Henderson III. Tom Chapman is the jockey. 6 is Southern Truce, racing for J.E. Argani, and Jim Stolherber, trained by Jim Argani, and Joe Steiner is the rider. 7 is Lady Nicholas, racing for Jerry or Robert Robb, trained by Victor Garcia, and the jockey is Martin Pedroza. 8 is Lost in Orbit, racing for Ted Cole and Richard Souza, trained by Richard Souza, and the jockey is Arnoldo Unciwe. 9 is Under Her Spell, owned by Lee Orman, trained by Tom Knight, and ridden today by Lute Proctor. 10 in the post parade is Air Cannon, racing for Robert Cannon and trained by Greg James. Miguel Espindola is the rider. 11 is Metamorphosis, racing for Smith, Thompson, D.M. Tucker, and Yaka. Roy Yaka, the trainer, and the jockey is Brian Campbell. Number 12 is Trouble Multiplied, racing for A. Alan Lilly, trained by Thomas Hunsinger, and Tony Noguez is the rider. The outside one is 12F Factorability, racing for Richard F. and Doré Bozarth, trained by J.M. Chandler, and the jockey is Ricky Frazier. That's the field for the filly division of the Presidio Northern California Sales Stake. They'll go to the gate in 7 minutes. Waiting for number 12, Trouble Multiplied and Factorability. They're all in the gate. There they go. Along the inside, it's Love Conquers All. And in the middle of the racetrack goes Lady Nicholas out second. Air Cannon is third. Between horses, outbound and down. Under her spells on the outside, too. And there goes Southern Truce up between horses. Toast Mistress back along the rail. The outside comes Metamorphosis racing next. It's Trouble Multiplied Factorability. Queen Sweep along the inside. Lost in Orbits between horses. The 4 Spelling Bee Champ has 1 beat. And as they go around the turn, they're chasing the 3. Love Conquers All has the lead. 2.5 lengths. In second, Lady Nicholas by another length and a half. Racing in third, it's Air Cannon as they swing for home. At the rail is the 6, Southern Truce, and under her spells out for the drive there in the stretch. Got to get the 3. Love Conquers All. She's got it by a length and a half. Driving in second is Lady Nicholas through the stretch. They can't get the 3. Love Conquers All. She's keeping the lead. Driving in second is Lady Nicholas, and under her spell, the 3, Love Conquers All in front. Ladies and gentlemen, returning to the winner's circle for the Presidio Northern California Sales Stakes Fillies Division is number 3, Love Conquers All. Once again, we'd like to direct your attention to the winner's circle, presenting the trophy on behalf of the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association to the winning connections of the Filly Division of the Presidio Sales Stakes is Miss Linda Cornell, Northern California representative for the CTBA. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Miss Linda Cornell. In the winner's circle, Love Conquers All by Romeo from the mare Ganadora. She is trained by John Dieter and racing for John Dieter and trained by Jim Benedict and Barbara Bradley. Ron Warren Jr. was up in 110 and 2. The photos show number 7, Lady Nicholas, second. 9, Under Her Spell, finished third. A riding triple for jockey Ron Warren Jr. Eighth race, official. Number 3, Love Conquers All first. 7, Lady Nicholas second. 9, Under Her Spell third. 3-7 exacta, $59. Introducing the field for the Saratoga Invitational. 1 is Steady Silver. He's by Stanstead from the mare Silver Moccasin, racing for the partnership of Victor Casassa Jr., Meadows, and Frangadakis. Guy Brown is the trainer, and the jockey is Thomas Chapman at the weight 114. 2 is Robin Plunder by Pirate's Bounty from Lace Pillow, owned by Diamond Jim Enterprises, Harris Farms Incorporated, and Idson. Jim Benedict and Barbara Bradley are the trainers, and Joe Giudice does the riding. 3 is Lee's Tanthem. He's by Tanthem from the mare Happy Holly, Racing for Roslyn Ganoy and Ronaldo Parado. Jeff Bondi and Tommy Nelson, the trainers, and the jockey is Roberto Gonzalez at 118. Number 4 is Ambessa. He's a 6-year-old bay horse by Holy War from the mare Fleet and Fast, racing for the Sully's stable and Judy Goffis. Judy Goffis is the trainer, and Ron Warren Jr. does the riding at the high weight of 120 pounds. Chancey Lee completes the field on the outside. 4-year-old bay gelding by Native Uproar from the mare Oversold, racing for the partnership of Hollendorfer, Mintz, and Tucker. Jerry Hollendorfer and Dale Bishop are the trainers, and Ron Hansen rides at 114. That's the field for this afternoon's 11th running of the Saratoga Invitational Handicap at 6 furlongs. Lee's on the outside, 5 in the Saratoga Invitational Handicap. They're all in the gate. There they go. Robin Plunder is going to the front. Least Tanthum's out second. Ambessa quickly to challenge those two. They move down the back stretch. Steady Silver's fourth on the inside. And Chancey Lee lollygagging last. Down the back stretch. Least Tanthum puts ahead in front. Robin Plunder is second. Ambessa's third off of those just 2 lengths. They get by the quarter, 22-2. Steady Silver now trying to pick up the bit as he moved out for room, and Chancey Lee's got to come 15 lengths to get it. Round the turn, it's Lee's Tanthum in front by a length, but here's Ambessa. Ambessa on the outside coming on to challenge. Robin Plunder back at the rail in third. Steady Silver's coming out for the drive. Chancey Lee's made up ground a quarter to home. Here he is in the stretch. It's Lee's Tanthum, but Ambessa on the outside challenging. Ambessa on the outside, and Lee's Tanthum down at the rail driving hard. Ambessa on the outside, Lee's Tanthum at the rail, those two driving, 3 in front of Chancey Lee. Ambessa's getting the lead from Lee's Tanthum. Ambessa, don't mess with Ambessa. Ladies and gentlemen, returning to the winner's circle for the Saratoga Invitational Handicap, number 4, Ambessa. May we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's Saratoga Invitational Handicap is Mr. Chris Scherf, Executive Vice President of the Thoroughbred Racing Association of Northern America. Mr. Scherf is in the Bay Area making preliminary plans for the annual Eclipse Awards dinner, which will be held in San Francisco this February. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Mr. Chris Scherf, Executive Vice President of the Thoroughbred Racing Association of North America. The winner's circle, number 4, Ambessa by Holy War from Fleet and Fast, racing for the Sully stable and Judy Goffis, trained by Judy Goffis and ridden to victory by Ron Warren Jr. in 109-1. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Warren Jr.'s third winning ride of the afternoon. It's official. The Saratoga Invitational Handicap goes to number 4, Ambessa. Number 3, Lee's Tanthum was second, and 5, Chancey Lee finishing third. 4-3 exacted, $24.50. Introducing the field for the Santa Clara Invitational Handicap. At the rail is Shane's Lass. She's by Shankite from the mare Metropole's Lass, California bred, racing for the Halo Farms, Ron and Fran Stolich, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer and Dale Bishop. Tom Chapman is the jockey. Number 2 is Glinda by Navis from the mare Crawley Beauty. She's a cow bred, owned by Gregory J. Moore, trained by Sean Moore and ridden by O.A. Martinez at 111 pounds. 3 is Zapatiato. She's a New York bred by Cannon Shell out of the mare Tarzana, racing for the Cubacan Stables, Luis P. Blanco, trained by Luis P. Blanco and ridden today by Luis Ortega at 113. Scratch number 4, Tiffany's Gem. 5 is Classy Vigora. She's by Vigors out of the mare Lot of Class, a cow bred, racing for W.R. Hahn, trained by Charlie Comiskey, and Rick Privitera is the jockey. That's the field for this afternoon's Santa Clara Invitational Handicap. Classy Vigora on the outside. They're all in the starting gate featured race. There they go. And Glenda with Zapatiato, a crack on the shoulder, and Shane's Lass up along the rail. Classy Vigora is on the outside, and they head into the clubhouse turn. Shane's Lass wants the lead, so does Zapatiato. They'll go stride for stride. Glenda is back at the rail with Classy Vigora on her outside. We've got 2 races going, and Zapatiato, she's leading the front one. It's Zapatiato on the outside in front of half a length. Down at the rail, Shane's Last is second. Now she'll take back off her and slow it down. Then in third is Classy Vigora, 2 off the lead, and Glenda. They move down the back stretch. Zapatiato showing in front 3/4 of a length. Classy Vigora using that momentum to go up and challenge the lead. Shane's Last going to have to wait now. And Glenda, 22-1, and they went rolling by that quarter and past the half in 45-3. And on the outside, it's Classy Vigora. And Zapatiato challenging her. Shane's Lass is getting the best go of it. She moved back behind him and moves out for room. And Glenda trails around the turn. They got Classy Vigora in front by a neck. Zapatiato's digging in at the rail, and Shane's Lass coming out for the drive. We're going to have a race as they turn for home. Zapatiato off the rail, showing in front by a head, and Classy Vigora made a run. She can't go with her. Shane's Lass doing all the running now. Here comes Shane's Lass. In the middle of the track, Shane's Lass, Zapatiato. Shane's Lass marching to the front now. She'll get clear by 1 length. Zapatiato second. Classy Vigora back in third. It's Shane's Lass, Zapatiato, Shane's Lass. Returning to the winner's circle for the Santa Clara Invitational Handicap is number 1, Shane's Lass. Ladies and gentlemen, may we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's Santa Clara Invitational Handicap is Mr. Gene Metz, president of the Northern California Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Mr. Gene Metz. In the winner's circle is Shane's Lass. She's by Shane Kite, from the mare Metropose Last, a California bred, racing for Halo Farms. Ron and Fran Stolich, Jerry Hollendorfer and Dale Bishop are the trainers, and Thomas Chapman did the riding in 135-3. It's official with Shane's Last, number 1, first. Number 3, Zapatiato finishing second. The 1-3 exacta, $27.50.